Hi guys, welcome to another chemistry video. And yes, I know I'm using my cat as stock footage, but it's the only thing I have. Anyways, today we're going to be making some sodium acetate. Now, I'm sure in your childhood you have played with some vinegar and bicarbonate soda, made like a little volcano, right? Well, as you know, it bubbles and forms carbon dioxide. Now, the other side product that it forms is sodium acetate, which is a type of salt. This happens because vinegar is an acid and bicarbonate soda is an alkali. When an acid and an alkali mix, they neutralize each other and form a salt, in this case, sodium acetate. To start, you have to get some vinegar like this one. It has to be some white vinegar so it is pure and you do not get impurities in your final product. Now, I will add around 150 milliliters to this beaker of the acid. Now in another beaker we will add around 20 grams of bicarbonate soda. Now, most of it will not react, but it doesn't really matter since in a further step we will filter the not reacted baking soda. Now, time for the reaction. We will add the baking soda to the vinegar slowly. Why is this? Well, if we add the baking soda to the vinegar immediately, it will generate a lot of heat and carbon dioxide. This will overflow the beaker and everything will pour out. Since we don't want that, we will be adding it slowly to control the reaction. Also, when we add the baking soda to the vinegar, this forms our sodium acetate, plus some water as our side product. Now, I will add the solution to a pot to boil some of the water off and concentrate it. Now, I would use a Bunsen burner, but sadly I don't have one, so this would have to do. Now that the solution is boiling, we now just have to wait so the water boils and the sodium acetate turns into sodium acetate trihydrate. Now you can clearly see the crystals starting to form. Now, sadly, I burned this batch, but I made another one off camera, so that is the one that we will be measuring. Now that I am measuring my final product, this will help me determine its concentration, yield, and purity. Now, for all of those things, I don't have fancy machines, but for the yield I can just measure it, which is what I am doing. The concentration, I am going to use an online chart, and the purity I can estimate it is about 80 to 90%. Now, after further examination, I found that my sodium acetate trihydrate was still wet, so my yield couldn't actually be calculated, but it would be around 100%. Anyways, thanks for watching and I will see you in another video. Bye.